So this is the US dollar CAD analysis for Monday the 20th of November. So let's just have a look what happened with prices on the 17th, where we anticipate prices going in the somewhat not too distant future. Now, we're just going to grab the pen. So we've marked out these levels already on the chart. So we saw prices come all the way down to this 2670 essentially. We've had this long consolidation, this slow grinding move upwards. Not a very strong move, not very impulsive, which is a good sign, I would say. We've got a strong consolidation there and slow move upwards. Now, we've moved upwards. We've posted a higher low, which is a bullish sign, in around at 127. So we've come all the way up to this 200 period moving average here, and this level marks out here at 127.56. We saw this retracement, saw a pin bar just there. It was a bearish pin bar just there in light of the most recent trend. Bearish pin bar indicates some buy side momentum came into the market in around at 127. We've had an impulsive move upwards, very strong move. Candles closing near their highs, possibly news related, I'm not sure. We've got to move all the way up to the 400 period average. Again, we've seen some sell side momentum coming to the market in around this very strong candle there. We've had a bit of consolidation before we broke down. Now, we did have a breakdown and we did post another lower high. No, sorry, not lower high, a higher low, sorry. So we've got a low there. We've got a higher low. We've got another higher low again. We then had a move which broke out above the previous swing, which again is another bullish sign, but we've come to this major level of resistance in around at 27.78. Now it's 27.78, and we did have a couple of retests of that level before we saw a breakdown in prices. And we did have a revisit on Friday's video that I did early Friday morning European time. I was targeting in around at 127, but the previous swing would have been a more appropriate level. I was being rather ambitious by targeting 127. These previous swings here, I should have possibly anticipated prices reacting positively to that level. So what we did see was prices did come down into this region here in around that 127.15. I anticipated possibly the market targeting the 127, but 127.15 did act as a dynamic level, as I've just put just there on the chart, for a potential buy side momentum. So we came down to this 127.15. We've pretty much put in a bit of a double bottom there after using the dynamic level of support of the 200 period moving average on this time frame. So we had the 200 period moving average acting as a potential area for a bounce before we broke below that 200 period moving average for a double bottom just there in around the 127.15. We've had a strong move upwards. We've had a higher low before we had market waited for the news in regards to US dollar and the CAD. So we had somewhat worse than expected US dollar news and a somewhat better than expected Canadian dollar news. So a strong against a weak, and we did see this strong bullish move upwards. Now the strong bullish move upwards, we came into an area where we did see a resistance previously. This video is probably taking a bit too long talking about what's happened in the past, but let's just zoom out a bit here. So in around that 128.20, we did mention in the last video, we did see some sell side momentum come into the market. Just there to the left of the chart, we did see some sell side momentum coming in at 107.20, well 128.20, and again we've come up to that 128.20, and we did see some strong sell side momentum come into the market. Now the strong sell side momentum has been negated. Again, we've posted another higher low, so we do look poised for more bullish buy side momentum to come into this market. On the higher time frames, we can see that the most recent trend has been bullish and to the upside. So we did see this heavy retracement from 108.20 we just mentioned. We've posted this somewhat bullish pin bar just there. So we are still operating in a somewhat bullish trend in series of higher lows from that 126.70 region. So we've come all the way down to just below into the 127.40, and we do have had a retest of that 27.78, and we do look poised for further continuation all the way up to this 128.20. So we'll see if this 128.20 does hold again for a double top, for a move all the way back down to this 127.78, below which we'll be looking at 127.56. Below that level, we'll be looking for that 127.15, where we did see some buy side momentum coming to the market. So these are all levels we'll be looking for potential buy side momentum, and for a short side bias to be negated somewhat. So let's just have a look at major levels above this 128.20 that we could potentially see more sell side momentum coming to the market. So the most recent level that we did see some sell side momentum coming to the market was in around that 129 level. We did see prices retrace quite heavily from 129. So again, we'll be targeting that 129 as a major level to the upside over the medium term. So let's just see if we do have this. Let's just see where we are. 128.24. Nope. So here we are on this. So in around there, we've got a 129. Again, we did briefly break above it, but we came into 129. We saw some strong sell side momentum. We come to 129 again. We saw some more strong sell side momentum coming to the market from that 129. So it's a very region we'll be looking at before we're looking at a very strong major region in around 129.44. Beyond which we'll be looking at 130. Can't anticipate price getting to 130 on the 20th, but 129 and 129.44 is definitely levels that we could get up to this week, depending on the market volatility. Now, 129, yep. So those are the major levels that we'll be looking at to the upside. Again, to the downside, we've already mentioned the previous swings in the market. So we'll be looking at 127.56, 127.15 before we're looking at 127. It's a very tight region there. So in around at 127, 127.15, below which we're looking for the most recent swing in all the way down 126.70. These are all regions we're looking to buy from. Now we're just going to have a look at the higher time frames before wrapping up here on the US dollar CAD. Now we're just going to have a look over to the monthly chart. So over here on the monthly chart, what we can see here is we had the pretty strong sell-off from in around this over there, essentially in around at 137.93. So we've come down to this 120.62, is it 120.63? We saw some buy side momentum. We've had the further continuation last month. So we had the first indicator with the pin bar posted in September. In October, we've had a very strong month closing near the highs. So we do look poised for another retest of that 130 region. So we're operating in a somewhat bearish territory so far in the month of November, but we're still operating in the shadow of the very bullish candle from October. This very strong bullish candle just there. We're still operating with a shadow of it. We have seen some retracement so far. We did have some strong US dollar. We did have some strong US dollar news. So even though we have seen some retracement, the retracement is likely due to that 128.20 holding as a bit of a double top. So it's for technical reasons, possibly for the, but overall the trend so far this month for the most recent retracement. Again, we did mention we did have some news out in regards to the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. So we did have the move upwards up to the technical level. We did have the retracement, pretty much retracing. Is it actually saying that? It is concerning. It was slightly concerning that we did have this bullish move here, and we did negate it pretty not long after. We did trade below the low of the candle before we've seen some more bullish buy side momentum coming to the market. So we did have some resistance in around that technical level, but overall I think the news was somewhat dollar positive, but we did have some positive news in regards to the Canadian dollar. So we've already mentioned this time frame, so we're just going to go over to the month, back over to the monthly, because this video is going a bit longer than anticipated, and I'm not sure if the concentration levels are waning. I'm gonna have to be aware of my be empathetic towards my viewers and subscribers. So we're operating in shadow of this bullish candle. We're pretty much away from the month's lows so far, so we do appear to be retracing. So we're possibly going to be trading above the we could potentially trade above the previous month's highs. The previous month's highs is in around 129.17. So we did say we were targeting that 129 as a major level. So we do have some way to go, but we can possibly get up there this week. Now let's just have a look at the weekly time frame. So here on this weekly time frame, we can see the most recent trend has been to the upside. It is pretty clear here. So on this, let's just see, there aren't any dynamic levels to be aware of. The 50 period moving average, 20 period moving average, and the 200 period moving average, they're quite a bit away. So we've had this, we've come down to 120.63. We've moved up, had a brief pullback here on a weekly chart. Again, we've moved up again. 2 weeks of somewhat bearishness, and we've had a bit of a pin bar, had a candle close near its lows, and it's been negated somewhat by the previous week. We did have a bullish week. We didn't close quite near the highs, but it was a bullish week nonetheless. So we do look poised for a further continuation, possibly retesting the previous highs, previous swing highs in the market. Previous swing highs where I'm just going to have a check here on the chart where these pin bars were, and I think it's around at 129 again, wasn't it? Yeah, 129.15. It was 129.17. Was it 129.17? Yeah, 129.15, 129.17. So it's within a pip or so of each other. But we did have the two previous swings in on the weekly chart. So that 129.16, 15, 17 does seem to be a very strong level. So in around that 129 to 129.17 does seem to be a very strong level, because we did see sell-offs there on 2 previous weeks. So we'll see how prices behave. If we get up there, it's quite a bit away. So we do have quite a bit of pips to get before we get up to that major level. Again, we're looking at 129.44. But overall, the trend on this weekly time frame is to the upside. So we've had a move up, a brief pullback. Again, we've had a move up, a brief pullback, not negating the somewhat bullishness of the candle to the left of the very strong, the strongest candle to the left, which in this case was the weekly candle, which opened on the 23rd of October. We have not negated it. Instead, we saw some buy-side momentum come back into the market over last week, and this week we do appear somewhat. It's difficult to interpret to ascertain anything from this week so far, as the week is just pretty new. But we do look poised for another retest of that 129 region. Now let's have a look at the daily time frame before wrapping up here. So on this daily time frame, we can see here from we've come down into these levels in around 2063. We've had a pullback, and we've respected the 20 period moving average so far. So we've had a pullback down to 20 period moving average. We've got a strong bullish move. Again, we've found resistance in around 129. We've had a pretty deep, somewhat depending on this time frame. It's not a very deep retracement, but it's of the most recent leg of the bullish move. So in light of us breaking out from this level here, we've had a retracement, possibly, I wouldn't even say it's probably a 50% retracement. So we've had a retracement there, and we've seen more buy side momentum come into the market. As you can see here, we've got more bullish candles than bearish candles. We've not got very large bearish candles, so the overall trend again is bullish. So we do anticipate us getting up to that 129 region. We'll see how we behave there. Again, beyond which we're looking at 129.44 and the 130 region. Around the 130 region, we do have the 200 period moving average here on the daily time frame, and 200 period moving average on the daily time frame is currently sitting at 129.82. So it's just slightly below this 130 region. So it might be a major level. We may see some sell side momentum coming to the market, a much deeper retracement from the dynamic level of resistance. We've also got a 400 period moving average sitting around about the 130.58. So that should wrap up the US dollar CAD analysis. Thanks for watching.